Hi Neopians, it's me, your grandpa. I've been hyperfixating on Neopets for 16 years, and today I want to help you get into shop restocking. I would say I spend about 80% of my time on this site shop restocking. It's one of my favorite things to do. I'm not saying that I'm any good at it, but I am saying that I enjoy it a lot. So I'm going to teach you everything I know. First things first, this activity is not for people who have stuff to do. This takes time. This is for my people who can't watch a movie without multiple activities going at a time. This is for my people binging a series and need something to do with their hands while they watch. This is a sit down and strap in kind of activity. Now that being said, I'm essentially just going to do my normal restocking routine with you and then show you some graphics I've made to help figure out what is worth buying in some of these shops. First thing you might notice is that my browser is zoomed out to the high heavens. I would recommend this because it allows you to see all of the shop stock without having to scroll up and down, but you still want to make sure you can read everything. I'm lucky I have a massive monitor, but on mobile, you just kind of have to struggle through it. Unfortunately, the hardcore restocking community can be a little bit gatekeepy about their processes and how they do things, but I just want to show you raw footage of me actually restocking. So I usually pull up about 4 or 5 shops and just cycle through the tabs, leaving 4 or 5 seconds between each refresh. However, it is also very common for people to just hang out in one shop and focus on refreshing that one. If I had the attention span for it, I would do that more often. The reason we have to leave time between refreshes is because of shop bans. If you refresh too quickly, too many times, you can be banned from seeing the shop's restock for up to 24 hours. These bans are gonna happen. Most people who are good at stocking shops ride this wave well, but still get shop banned almost every day. The goal is to get as much stuff as you can before the shop ban hits, and we do that by leaving about 4 or 5 seconds between each shop refresh. Now the tough part comes when the shops actually restock. Some shops, like Fresh Foods, will stock rows and rows of items, making it hard to figure out what to jump on before other stockers get to it. I have made this graphic to help you learn what to look for in these shops. And after a while, you'll pick up a sort of intuition and realize, hey, this is an item I've never seen before, and it only stocked 1. Spoiler alert, that item is probably worth a profit. And I want to be clear here, I'm only talking about Fresh Foods when I say that. A lot of other shops will fill up with absolute junk that you do not want to buy, but Fresh Foods is a very good place to start because a lot of the items are profitable. Some shops, like Kayla's Potions, have a very small pool of items that stock, and you never see more than 1 or 2 rows of items at a time. Kayla's is one of my favorite shops personally, and I've also made a graphic showing you what items you can look out for while you're restocking in Kayla's shop. I haven't finished all of these graphics yet, but I am attempting to make one for each shop that is worth restocking in. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to put a link in the description to one of my Neopets, and that pet's page is going to have all of these graphics uploaded to it as I finish them. After a restock, there are 2 events we're waiting for to continue the cycle. We're either waiting for a mini stock or a shop clear. After a shop stocks, you will notice that every so often while you're refreshing that a few more items will pop into the inventory. This is called a mini stock. These happen much more often than a full restock, and don't be fooled, mini stocks can often pull in better items than the big stocks do. I would guess that this is because people aren't on as high of an alert for a mini stock as they are for the big clear and restock. So if you are one of the lucky people to catch a mini stock and you see that nice rare item come in, you're way more likely to grab it. But that's just my opinion. After a while, you'll also see every single shop's inventory empty themselves all at the same time. This is called a shop clear. Typically, after the shops clear, I pick up the pace of my refreshing just a little bit in the hopes of catching that big full stock event before anyone else to try to grab the best item. When haggling, I have one hand on the mouse and my left hand on the numpad of the keyboard. When it's time to haggle, I try to do number successions that are going to be easiest for my little fingies. So if the price is 1,800 Neo points, I'm doing the number pattern 1515 because it's a nice quick pattern succession that I can do with 2 fingers. and you'll find patterns that work best for you. From here, it's rinse and repeat. A clear happens, we refresh until the big stock, buy what we can as quickly as we can, pick stuff off during the mini stocks if we catch them, and then wait for the shop to clear again. I find shop stocking to be extremely addicting, and when you get your first big item, you'll be so proud of yourself. You will fail, a lot, and that's just part of the process. Keep going. Now, when it comes to selling these items, I personally try to be competitive by making my shop prices the lowest available, but many restockers I know will price their items in the middle of the pack because they prefer to wait and get a little more Neo points for their patience. You'll have to decide what's best for you. A really great resource, once again, for pricing items and seeing what things are worth is, you guessed it, Jelly Neo. I will link them in the description as well. That's gonna do it for me on the restocking guide. Like I said, take a look in the description for my Neopets pet page. I'm gonna be making these graphics for all of the good shops and uploading them there. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments, and happy restocking!